Hello and welcome to Pod Have Mercy. This is a 1-year anniversary special. We're going to take a quick look back at where we've come from and reflect on the past year and where we hope to be in 2021.
Hi, I'm John Stevens.
This is Matt Russell.
And this is Pod Have Mercy.
This is Pod Have Mercy.
So I kind of went over our catalog of...
The catalog. We have the catalog?
We have a catalog.
Of like 40 episodes, or how we have close to 40 episodes.
Wow.
And just sort of skimmed through briefly and pulled little clips.
Pod Have Mercy is something we've been talking about doing for a long time. And it's really not just around what we're doing at Chapelwood, but really it's a discussion that's far broader than that. Yeah. What does the church look like these next 80 some odd years of the 21st century? You know, how we intersect with the world that we're in, you know, church, instead of just turning inward and looking inward, how are we really challenging ourselves to be the church in the world?
Well, I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is when we started this, we were talking about the future of the church and how things were going to shift and needing to be adapted. And who knew that within 2 weeks that the future in so many ways was accelerated, and it's put us in a year where that's not been a conceptual reality, that's been the reality, you know. And so looking at what it means to be the church in the 21st century post-pandemic as we wrestle with our own culture and lives and spiritual stuff is...
He's so weighty.
Super interesting.
I mean, he's so...
The weight. They should have made the podcast about Matt.
No. Can I say this? It's not something I'm proud of.
See, the only thing I can think of...
That's why I like hanging out with John.
The only thing I can think of in reflecting over the past year of this podcast, when I have all of these people come on, and I just realize I really don't know anything. I mean, I used to think I was somewhat intelligent or smart, and then I get these people on, and I'm like, I see chickies, duckies, and puppies. That's all I see.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
I mean, we started this thing. So here's the thing most people don't know. We talked about starting a podcast for like 2 years, actually, way before you came. And we were going to do this, and we were going to do this, and we were going to do this. All our best, kind of laid plans or whatever we thought we were going to do. And then we finally, you and I were like, well, let's do something about, because last year it was impact and it was looking to the future, and we knew that the church was going to need to change and had to change, and we've been reluctantly fighting into that. It's hard to change things.
Yeah.
Right? And I think the pandemic just, everybody can say it was good for us. It broke us open. The husk of the seed, whether you want it or not.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of, it just accelerated.
Yeah.
It would have taken us 2-3 years of podcasting, a bunch of to like get to the point where we have conversations that we do now.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that we talked about this before, how it started, and we were kind of doing, self-reflections and fun questions, and then
or you remember you bought the silly game? It's like, Matt Russell, what's your favorite thing to do on Saturday mornings?
Exactly.
Right. You know what's interesting to me though is I feel like I didn't know you very well, and I've gotten to know you this year a lot through this podcast.
More than you wanted to know.
And now I feel like we're Vietnam brethren.
Right. Brony homies.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a journey that a lot of everything has been guided though by pandemic.
Yeah.
Whether it's doctors or mental health or pastoral care or
children.
Just everything.
Yeah, everything.
It feels like now, I guess a year into this, now we're starting to maybe get back to where we started, but in a new way.
Yeah.
And so we're looking ahead at what kind of conversations can we have that you can't have simply on a Sunday morning in a sermon, but that you can wrestle with things and get smart people to come in and talk about it with you.
Yeah. It really opens up the horizon, I think, for us too. And like you said, allows us to delve into things that like a sermon doesn't give us space for, but also that we talk about a lot. We're interested in these kinds of things and want to figure out and discern what God's doing. So it's so super helpful.
So the next year, is any hopes for podcasts and just?
I think the next year is going to be filled with excitement.
I'm so excited, John.
I also think the next year is going to be like crazy chaotic.
Mm-hmm. If it's anything like the first couple weeks of the year. Which way do you think it's going to be chaotic?
No, I think you're going to have this, I foresee this cultural like battle against people who really want to cut everything back the way it was before and people who now live in a new normal, new reality. And I think churches are going to try to find their way in there, because what happens is when everyone like comes back to church, they're going to say, wait a minute, you moved my cheese.
Oh, your cheese is getting moved, folks.
It's not where I left it.
Your cheese has now become...
Well, if people are not aware of the moving the cheese, it's kind of a metaphor. It was in business imagery sort of thing about change. But yeah, people go, whoa, you changed my stuff, bro. Where's my service? Where's my
Hey, wait a minute.
Where's my...
Somebody's supposed to be bringing me coffee about right now.
So I think you're going to have a lot of people that are going to want I want it the way it was when I left.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yeah.
And I think, I get that, but that's been in decline for a long time. Not just here. Actually, we've done better than a lot of churches, but that's the whole Todd Bolsinger, technical challenges versus adaptive challenges, changes.
Right. Do you think there's a whole other set of folks that will come back and go, this is awesome?
Yes.
Like, this is exactly what we've needed to be doing. I'm down. I'm excited about this. It's,
yes. I think it'll be both and. I think you're gonna have some people that may never come back from the pandemic. It's a good excuse. Some people, instead of attending once a month, they'll start watching online once a month. Mm. But I think this is what I was telling my brother when we had the conversation. I think, we assume all the negative things that are going to happen, right? And I'm assuming, I think there's actually going to be activated a demographic of people that probably weren't really involved in church. And somehow if that church can adapt in a way to be the church in this new mission field with this missional sense of identity, I think there's going to be a lot of people out there. It's like, you know what? Pandemic exposed that I didn't really think I needed a substantial community in my life, or something meaningful to be a part of, meaningful work, meaningful community. And now I realize that it exposed something in me. I need that.
Yeah.
And they'll seek it out in a lot of different places, but I think a lot of people will find it in really good, healthy churches.
I do too. I think we're already seeing that in both what's happening on Sunday mornings, both at some of the Sunday school stuff and then at church in the services, that people are like, there's a desire to be around each other and for new formed kind of community. So yeah.
Oh,
and I'm Matt Russell.
But I do also think think that we're going to start bringing on people from larger influencers and people with a broader platform, and hopefully that can help us to reach and speak to more people. I'm a big fan of casting what they call a fuzzy vision. So you kind of know where you want to go, but you don't know exactly how you're going to get there or what it's going to look like. And then I'm also a big fan of allowing things to emerge, so that you're discerning the reality of the vision you're living into in real time. Yeah. It's always contextual. Vision is never, in a vacuum, artificial. It's always intersecting with things. And so in systems theory, it's like whatever you come to a situation, you have to be ready for it to adapt in the moment. Mm-hmm. But then as time passes, you have to be ready for it to adapt even more, because you're dealing not only with people that change, you're dealing with time that changes and situations that change. And so if you don't have a mind to be able to entertain that, and you say, we're going to do this, it's the only thing we're going to do. Well, guess what? Then next year, you're still doing that same thing, but it might not be speaking in the body.
Right. Well, thanks a lot. I'm John Stevens.
And I'm Matt Russell.
And this is Pod Have Mercy.